rent control department has not been successful at prosecuting even one single person?
Because tenant or the prospective tenant have not been able to provide us with evidence.
What kind of evidence?
The kind of evidence is that when you went before the landlord demanded more than the 6 months. The landlord demanded 2 years. So you have document to show, or you have a recording to show that when I went, I wasn't the person who offered more than the 6 months rent advance, but the landlord demanded it and he has collected it.
And that means association is Kenya Ghana Tenant Association of Ghana.
The Ghana Tenant Union have called for rent control to be scrapped because it has clearly proved that they are incompetent, inefficient, and for that matter, their existence is a waste of the public purse.
Oh, Ghana, yeah, black papa, a day. And then fear walking in and catch a very me patrol me per diamond, but because of who agent, viewing fees, so I do catch that them, or bet you 80 CDs and now say 100 CDs. And then dance so man dying, who could have 600 that? Oh, nothing room name. Or due 2 years, 600 CDs, 2 years. Because of that, and into the ultimate data, or no person or two. Now, or do you for a show on what 600, what 500. Now, they would turn into a person 2 years. At the moon can wash my and say youth in a year bread.
Omana so the office odi akatwa omo di akatwa no sa na eye den adentina by now besi na young goose out rent control for no, but they are controlling nothing, absolutely nothing. Anka Ghana eyajo amanfo se yesu etika wia ye fine na unfortunately abrante bi hu akoka ama case no yesanya na back rent oh rent de bia obi dan time so de bia obi ko pedan abrante ese ko pedan wa pedan nya dan bi awie I renovation kama awie owie ya na ne fiewura the landlady afre no say chama o say yes ma o say ye na free dan mo na me ma free blotre ba what you mama had awie renovation awie no o say ayi o si besi ne this afi on nam ne namfo no opeche ne niema e won na utse wa chama niema no krasa because obey niema no dan ti Ghana phone ka bi ma no de ekwenya na wei ana say aba rent wan say bio ana say abai enti da ben na ne be solve problem wei na wei the head of public relations edema rent control Mr. Emmanuel Kporsu papa no ope obi a o kan se ma ye bufu pa yo no a omo PFS o cho ka phone off papa no say enya possible say Ghana ha obetimi de landlord bi akọ court say wa breach law bia na ne kwakwa ne say Ghana mra no 6 months I can say odi rent no emra ne say landlord no ka se fabra and wa breach mra but a word against the word of the rent control person no. It is a landlord who was who be had na tenant no only landlord no say we do rent control one a demand ye bia tenant na we are say okay be me 1 year na 2 years na 3 years because me try na suppose here be ha me eti ni say this is a cycle back to parliament now if enforce say any kwan say whether say the order man na e offer more than that. And I said the audience and they receive more than that. That amount should be, and I said that the duration should be 6 months. Ni kwa se kontra. Na say your command kontra sa. That is how you bet match landlord na na yi. But without that, hey, mu betima ye dede amade ache. Untimi fa landlord bi an court. Untimi nche landlord bi antum. Landlord because obedi 10 years kra na within the right because okan no demand no. O demand no pay. And one no Ghana mbra enkawe.
So it's not a matter
so
of
you've been to court on this issue several times and you're telling
the
us on the
game
here
yes
that when you take such homeowners to court you're unable to win cases because there is a lacuna.
There's a lacuna. Okay, that is what we want to cure in the current
So the rent control
bill.
department has not been successful at prosecuting even one single person.
Because tenant or the prospective tenant have not been able to provide us with evidence.
What kind of evidence?
The kind of evidence is that when you went before the landlord demanded more than the 6 months. The landlord demanded 2 years. So you have document to show, or you have a recording to show that when I went, I wasn't the person who offered more than the 6 months rent advance, but the landlord demanded it and he has collected it. That is when the person has offended the law.
That is the only circumstance
That is the
you
only
can use to now pin down the homeowner.
That is it.
And you've not been able to gather any of that.
Carlos, that is the issue, because at the time the tenant and the landlord are negotiating, we were not there. So if we were not there to take evidence to sanction or punish the landlord, then you, the person who were negotiating or who negotiated with the landlord, you have to provide us with the evidence so that we can assist you and then sanction the landlord if he found culpable.
Now, na the same city corona. Na ministers association we so Kenya ke adwon dada. Ghana Tenant Association of Ghana. Na ministers you ho. Ana ministers ho. Sanka yo ho pa de nim say yo ho pa de nka ba na nka ya fire dada. Enka ya ye ni na go kan wa tete parliament kan menya heat ba. Ghana so ye tenant union Epeni Mr. Freddy Kopoku. Ano say, "Wow. So utie PR press in the Okenya. No say nsehunu na oka no. O say nti no so mungu sa rent control for mungu no do so muntu ni fa so. O say mungu sa mo adwuma be na mo ye. O say imagine say rent control PR abetna public TV so. E come about rent. Na ne side all side with landlord say landlord for nye bone. So mo more than 6 months. Meaning says unya asem na the rent control for automatically what for inti misano omo na so te office oji akatwa den omo di akatwa no sa na eye den adenti na by now besi ne yengu sa rent control for no but they are controlling nothing, absolutely nothing. They can no kwa dia ono Mr. Freddy Koboku na ki good rent control da afa pia ni use na me to ntempa na o ya bu say.
Do you feel protected under this law then?
First of all, let me say a very big thank you to you,
our viewers.
Yes, of course, and our viewers. I think this is a great opportunity for us to express ourselves. And I have met Mr. Kporsu number with that time. And there's always a control system. Ghana Tenant Union have called for rent control to be scrapped because it has clearly proved that they are incompetent, inefficient, and for that matter, their existence is a waste of the public purse.
Why?
I'm coming. You know, rent control or the Rent Act, as he clearly mentioned, that if they demand, that's where the problem is. Is that right?
According to him, that's what the law says.
Now, my brother, this country, one very important thing we should all acknowledge is the scarcity and the shortage of what? The
housing
supply.
unit, right?
And that has necessarily caused a shortage, which means that the market forces will play.
Demand and supply.
Exactly will play. At this material moment, we all acknowledge that there is a shortage. However, the law, according to section 25, maybe better interpretation. I wonder why all the time Mr. Kporsu and the rent control really want to shield behind that to prove their innocence and incompetence. That if indeed you are telling us that the landlord did not demand, have you ever gone to any place called any apartment that the landlord never demanded? If you say you have this, okay, you say no. He may be a victim to that. But maybe he want to save his face. And their faces, they will say that's the way it should happen.
Okay.
But my brother, what I'm saying is that it is untrue. Like definitely the landlord always know that there's a shortage. And that whatever price he pegged it, if you can't go.
Now, according to Mr. Emmanuel Kporsu, Or say no landlord has the right to increase rent without approval of rent control. Meanwhile, on no say untimi for rent control for untimi for landlord for enko court because automatically when the can debate that. So all you more than 6 months, no you 1 year and not 2 years. Now cause I say we say okay. Yentin krom. Na yan krom say na ekoso. Amanfo twiabro ana mu ntwamro. Sa dey say eh sa na obi ebro Accra o Kumasi o Takradi o Sunya o say obi e fa fire mu. Na amanfo twa say ye calculation upon calculation. Na fine gay yipa o dey o tins onkra dey obenya sugar daddy bi e mo na twie kakra mara. Ana o say abba adenti ana ese young girl a opese o start abrabo na katwa ya he na ono nko a yesi onfa 9600 enfambra for 2 years na ono no adwuma no ahe na wonya okekabom bosome a he na wonya na wasa dibi atwa land be ni water bill na wonya bi sa ato de betwa rent be sa na owie de se twa na wokra wom agent for no sankrofo na from agent no obo se agent ono na 9600 na wo se atwa no agents waji 960 Ghana 10% no waji no de ko oso enti pa se de ekoso ya rent control for PR persons ati vacancy money wa hwa se utwe bi pa na se otama so na wa betwa rent na e ka tell se 2 years ya se tu ebia na utimuni na 300 landlord no on fa hwenka no ka tell se na dia ko 400 and so on san kan tell won temo aka 1 month no na otama so no aka tell afino wa say who the 300 na calculation o go for extra 100 for 1 year I said I be ka ho ebi wa to dan ni mu pe unyam firi dan ni mbo o se watum but otum for 2 years
Uchia ya 9,600 also Uchia agent 900 600 900 and almost 1,000 cities. Why? Sesia you to the day. Why? Like why? What like why? Hey. Like it's serious. Sir, Matsna demo 2 years. I'm paying 8,000. Now I'm supposed to pay 9,600. And you're taking the 2 years. You take 1 year and put. Because you see me engine 6 months in 1 year. To see how we hear Juma may fear. Ube boa no busumi pay a the amount. Say 600 or say 700. You have to eat only small one pay because a whole month no pay. And see back on one by day. Ume she bibi yo. Ume she bibi yo my one penny for mon can one semi na. Youth for ye brana ye kun ye anyhow. A direct in tea ye bedding pontino. Ube come ye kun. Ube come ye kun ti youth no ti ye bran muhu. A dancem kunye. Aday. How Ghana ye ble papa aday. And the fear walking in and catch a very me patron me per diamond because who agent viewing fees or do catch them or bet you 80 cedis and now say 100 cedis. And then so man dying, who could have 600 nothing room name or due 2 years, 600 cities, 2 years. Because of that, into the ultimate dano or no person or 2. Now or do a for a show on what 600, what 500. Now they would turn into a person 2 years. At the moon come shame my and say you to the year bread. Ye better a bone, ye ask me to a bar.
na eyo no kwa just a man na complain na me man dey dey so be aka na to because ye ne pray too much is me ka pray nyi one be humobo e man dey nya osusi ya we read the way again no first one ya ja okasa kama ye na hwe body ye gina we ya say me give me sugar daddy bi say anka me sort out it's me man dey e man dey me sort na me man na we say the same thing or see on the same problem. What me try na na ya bum. I'm say hey bio mo mai and na mema no mo ni na mahu.
Were they asking for that?
No, it was 2 years. I told her I got a small my service and I wasn't really working, so I don't have much money to spend on that. So I will just pay for a year.
Okay.
And when necessary, yes, with the help of the agent and someone that made me to make sure I agree.
But are you aware that you're supposed to pay just 6 months advance?
Yes, I know.
Did you suggest that to her?
Yeah, I told her, but she said no. She actually wanted the 2 years, and later she said 1.5. When I moved in.
Now, Oriana Bema was a share key, and man upon a bread. Also, only the program crash in landlord for no. Apart from so, one dear woman, not as a cost of airtime. The biggest problem is agents. The biggest problem by agents. Was it just catch them the entire Ghana according to rent control laws? Agent be him. Now, Obi or no, Wako dying a picture. Eddie abeto TikTok, Facebook, ni YouTube, ni Instagram, ni ehunko nyaba. O head any we say okay. O ye interested abra na me ko kire wo. O kire wo say viewing fee. Ebiji as much as 300 Ghana, 250, 150. And eba sunya 100 Ghana. Obeje wo. So wako kire na na mu ahwe no. Viewing fee. O we na so ye interested in Ghana was charge you 10%. And because of 10% into no aka favor. Now we are the matter Ghana na de the big man nanu ya u na nyefa kura we na 500. Ona na fi o sa me 500 na o metwa so o metwa na say dan ho aya na o metwa na o fe say okay motum 500 Ghana na ono ni sika na shuti and say imagine say 150 na oje per 10% of the month na 1500 that time who will check 150 for 1 year 12 months no say 2 years are 24 months was who are calculation we na the amount of money we pay my agent na on see dan e be grow on to cement da o musa plot border na say scan on kon waje e de ko how why o hu de ntia we na so wa rent control for no o man o say o ase mo emum o mu na ka mo no tum how why or wa be ho on ti ase
asem we na ka mesimi nsi so da enfima no ba ye aginsem dentia upedan or Accra has there's something called agent fee, and it's an agent fee no viewing fee. People take as much as 300 cedis, 200 cedis, 250, 150 for viewing fee. Now now we need a dining one or sabeji 10% or sabeji 10% agent no. Now me no single room self-contained 1,500 cedis. So 10% of 1,500 cedis 150 cedis. And so OG 2 years agents no 150 cedis times 10 times 12. That's a year. So OG 2 years 150 cedis times 24. Agent won't see dying. Usika any dynamo or BS in the dino. Walk time phone. I'll be trying to picture. Okay, I in the video, not be posted to TikTok. So we are agent. I buy say we are Juma. Then I'm going to na go swim. Now we go to Nasi. You should go around. You will be new building. I will take pictures and videos. That's what I will do TikTok. Agent viewing fee 300 cedis, 10%. What is all this nonsense? Where I buy way. So if we need a change, if we need say government is working no. So if we really need a change, then some of these things should be Charlie. Then scrap it. I do it from a system no. Corruption is killing us. Corruption too much. Agents, muna nyami tuamuka papa. Nyami tuamuka. Mama Ghana heading. Mama bibia boy heading.
na oye na abaya bi e friend ekua ana efua awo ex no so e suppose say enye onko na wo sofa or say and for the agent too, why are you charging the tenant 10% instead of getting your commission from the landlord? Some of you even tell the landlords to increase the rent price for a bigger commission. It's the same thing. And the first we try to say, that's so yeah, bro. We all the go through them. Yenny na from as we are the same thing. Obia with the same problem. Now why? Anna Abrante I refer to 230 or as no so we're very popular. Or on the starting sale we said we run break. I be seen there. O court et no so at trending gidi. We invite MPs na say Monkasa bio yo Or say, let's do this calculation. If you pay 500 Ghana a month, that's 12,000 Ghana for 2 years. If you pay 800 Ghana a month, that's 19,200 for 2 years. If you pay 1,000 a month, that's 24,000. Now, if you pay 1,500, it's 36,000. And if you pay 2,000, it's 48,000. Where we go see this money for? Rent must be reduced. Hey, so 2 years in there. Say by next 3 years, me just say will be better than we never that want you. Because say see I'm going amount for charge single room self-contained 1,000 Ghana. ABJ 800 Ghana, 500 Ghana, 600 Ghana, 400 Ghana. And the one you book for 350. It say oh we na say you 2 years ah. No be say nti wo de the whole year no sika na pay na no de be landlord. Now esa obeda bobra. Ubeden abobra. Now according to Emmanuel Kporsu, the head of public relations at the rent control departments. Papa we dey enyango guy say ye the one we do a bit more bonus. Was it the tenants, they should be humble themselves. The tenants, they should humble themselves when they rent a room. Tenants must humble themselves when they rent a room or a place. One more than we do 2,000 Ghana, could you have 48,000 Ghana citizens? Or since I come bring once I say, Cramine, Emmanuel landlord. And then on the better you know do one. I'm saying now can was be because there's no way I go renting now new feel like and you only what time cry yes sir yes sir because when we sit down what you 48,000 with your hard earned money. This man is expecting Krama home last year. So I said, the whole quarter of them, go and humble yourself. No landlord has registered their property. We rent control department. I say, hey, we show my dear thing. Landlord for the company rent control for difference. Houses in the grandpa my reside. And they say, no, we not go punish no rent control great homes to me. And the over to a one say, Oko hard na bro once. Say, can say, men for ba ma, me ko hard na bi. Feel catch them say, men for down for ma. Me ma be hard na one factor me no. Was it ni fear the on pay down for. Oba be sra me catch them say, and say me born amane because no tia brochire. Na brochire ho no. Yenya ne sa, o hard na o nipa ba konko a. Mo na ma be si dan o brochire na mo ma Ghana bi no. Mo ka say ya mo te mo brochire ho mo. What in Netherlands be shem rabo Ghana say my mama for ba maru come jamai ah baby anya bruje enya sa anya man so twen sa ya twen man so sa na nyotu me enu na kwa ne ka se yenkoy ay humble enya se we pa de John de Melo e ka bi o se ebia osusu se the entire landlord for 2 years and 1 year because say 1 month ebia ne yentwa ana me say na 1 year no yetime twa 1 month yentime twa the year ne say the entire mu ye ne 6 months say scan en no so na nipa ne yakulete ndodo okwa brochira 1 month 2 months no matwa enti jime 1 month na me ntwa 1 month in advance enti me month ne ya so pe me advance the money na ma say twa another advance inti all the time bia no amabe advance say min twa sa amount na we no esu na obo me nka ye say e ka na wotwe bia mi betu boso me na so pe na matu na mafiri because my man renew say na brochi omo ye no ona omo minimum wage wo soro no say na omo ye na ye minimum wage 18 pesos. Let's be sincere. About 60% of Ghanaians are more private sector. Below 1,000 cities. Now also on high than 300, 400. Minim the entire Ghana for officer or more talk a crabia, ne wedding. No. Nankama high down. Toilet no bath nation. Me be the deal of you. na menum so metina wo dem menum so enka me nko toilet enka me nyunso ka me nyare wo the bath ni toilet ni shempe automatically adane luxurious apartment into one ano se na dan nko a 100 cedis a or the toilet any bath ni shema eno nko ano automatically akọ 200 so we mistake no the kitchen fia bi so ehwe onimu a eno akọ 300 we mistake na se o the a friend say meter I can na se wa wo meter and yeah akọ ano what apartment 400 450 500 600 800 sa niema ya ka 800 niema we na wo just the room the toilet and bath the kitchen and sometimes personal meter eno go eno ani eno na man for the 800,000 1,500 700 600 500 no ti Ghana ni chese hu beto a Ghanaian person just ate it say obema ho ato entina ye ka se ye tifu aso omonti ne maso na ya no say ya yi na ya dwun fin ko na we ni na yetrim nti wala lo la o ma fi obi ukoto ade ne ya nti so a na waso wa no ugo complain ugo complain atre wai wo de o te so ye ti bi aso no dan boy ate so ye nti so ye enti ye fanye ni na Ghana any service a we bia no so nya onwa na obu no saa na yabu ehun ani bi sin de ti John the Miller asma kan ni de baby is neither here nor there what the man say je ni ebetuma ya ama ya stop this rent issues am some way dey stop mp for no mgo no dan no I wo Ghana no fa e wo mo nchen according to the tenants Ghana Tenant Union a chairman Mr. Franco Pogu say according to Ministry of Housing Ghana a deficit of housing they say yen nan do a ye wo Ghana han it's as compared to nipa e wo mu and the meaning said nan ho de because we na saa kene Japan go so no go 277 houses na did say na na buso betinam ya kan na rental houses or the be rent na so the rent bisa say or the be masan and you no tena parliament also no go chembra no go 6 months about 2 years sika ebum omo te parliament in our houses omo de rent bisa unti wo so omo nkote so omo that so 6 months no mo je enso omo emmo so the one also the 2 years enye omo na omo dan omo de man in dollars no enye omo a emu say bi class had the money laundering come must forget it we bre ndi dan de say ya na beba na plot so bo na eye den cement ni bo na eye den enti we young guys now so pesika gosi dan na wo ka twa ya he wo ka twa ya he ajija foi do say na timasi fie diploma teacher enya 3,400 degree teacher 5,700 do na ni fie a doctors for do na ni fie but politician obi o ya scamming business bi galamsey for no omo na wo fie yi omo so manu abari sika nti ono say 2 years no go dey come na wo so a won ti bi da no enye ni sika now omo ya ka twa from a friend say 8,000 6,000 7,000 5,000 4,000 3,000 2,000 1,500 one day mu go dem nka ho wo no wo go we dey sidan nti wo no go sidan kwa na mo 6 months sika wo di anka heavy but politician only 2 years no come was 9,000 and usun sika man sika no the check or the chairman here and sika no be say you so on you before the first of the chaining things on you obejo and sika no dey make us waje why onyanya come for parliament wo ana your house no so yenya so yesi wie na ya jaka amana kan wem na wi ya dey mo say when they come private if you now they come private we go private public partnership we sign then na amana expensive yesi senate dan yesi wie no omo directors ni eyi ne koto he ni wa teachers ni eyi fo no wo ha omo no mo ka 20 minute dan anko mo na so omo manya o now you ask yourself what is affordable in it if omo say living in the high positions I want enough money to buy plots to build in within a year or two and say koto say affordable houses now then the people now to uyema omo say omo na ye the average earnings nti uyema omo na omo mfaso be na waso ti rent dia ebe kuye ni na say kunkrom am efri Ghana ha e dia kwa asemado minim say enche ebikura na so rent ya so ebi otwa o de enche ye can you see awurade nyankopɔ hostel prices hey Jesus Christ ketu awom the list awom 9,000 Ghana cedis hostel ba kwa mi hu ye hey 9,000 cities and so 4 in a room 4 people back 4 move 9,000 in a room there it was 9,500 10,000 12,500 hey 14,000 15,000 aden school ni hey and this is your mama and school fees bank campus source sounds they happy with all the other schools so and you great if you know you great said yes I and you mistake na school no go be no buy hostel there and you over cham ya na we mistake so for hostel so now be competent oh baby ah baba na lord fair no ne body din God is dan kan ah Ghana ni bebre for comments to comments comment section na say rent to tell na ben uchi asen area ben and now baby I rent boy for na yentum na ho because they say baby adu dey say boys mama plug mo baby mo che na mo dey 150 100 200 mo frey nyemra ho yes adia boys ni wu brutal why a naked truth our Oldboga trend subscribe like it na share na notification button on macro bye bye.